that wraps up this year's conference. And I'm just going to give a few closing remarks. Really what I'm going to talk about is what I learned. A summary of what I learned today. I learned that there's a huge, I knew there was a big heterogeneity, but a huge heterogeneity in tumors, but also in non-malignant cells as well. I mean, I'm the one who asked the question. We see all of these markers, and somebody like me who's a surgeon, it's overwhelming. But it's really a daunting task to find the signals. I think there's a big noise, background noise in normal tissue, so it's going to be very hard to figure this out. We need to learn the pathologic language of tumors. That became very clear to me. The oncologists do this way better than the surgeons, but I think we all need to keep up with this. The rarity of primary tumors make this even harder. So we heard a lot about different tumors, but very few of those tumors were in the heart. We're going to hopefully change that in the next little while with all the collaboration, and publication of small numbers is important for future study. You know, it's quite interesting to hear people say, well, I've got 2 of those, and Sylvia said, well, maybe you should publish those because it will help us move the whole field forward. So even a publication of small numbers is important for future study. The problem is getting publications to publish those. And I think there's also a need to study other adjuvants like radiotherapy. I want to have a future meeting in radiotherapy and have that only as a meeting. So I think we spoke quite a lot about radiotherapy, and I think it's worthwhile to explore that more. The costs of drug development are high, but pharmacies willing and working hard to overcome this. I thought those sessions were really good. We did a few things this time, as I said. We had only one surgeon, which is me, and we invited the pharmaceutical industry to help us to understand what they go through and what they're working on. I thought that was a great session. And there's really a need and a willingness to collaborate. I suspect that they were hopefully pleasantly surprised at how much people are willing to collaborate. It was really nice to see the different oncologists around the world saying, hey, we'll get together. Hopefully the publication 2 is going to come out of this meeting with the people here are going to collaborate with each other's, and that's good. And it's quite interesting to see, and I write this here, not that I learned it because I know it. It's really important that you did this session because it shows that the patients are the last to know. The poor fellow had to go and learn himself what's a sarcoma. It's pretty bad that we do that, and hopefully with sessions like this, and again, I want to have this as another session for Toronto Cardiac Tumor Conference 1 year, have a whole year about this, a whole session about this. It's really important that we improve the way we communicate with patients. And finally, the importance of centers of excellence. He outlined that, and he's absolutely correct, and came out through the whole process. Centers of excellence and surgery, centers of excellence in pathology, centers of excellence in subsequent care of the patient, centers of excellence in the non-medical care. And I say that in the best sort of way. We need to have centers of excellence to help people get through this whole process. I have to thank again the Petermont Cardiac Center, people who had hired me, the Society of Thoracic Surgeons for allowing us to use them as an endorsement, and the speakers and the co-chairs who really, the meeting really is related to the co-chairs and also the attendees. And finally to Henry and Barbara Bank, with whom without them, this conference would not have occurred. So that's the end of the 8th annual Toronto Cardiac Tumor Conference. Next year, it's going to be on January 24th. And you're going to have to check back the website. You can check back the website whenever you want. There it is. Just Google Toronto Cardiac Tumor Conference and you'll see it. And you'll see the whole conference here if you ever want to go back and review any of the sessions, or the last session, you want to show it to your patients. I think it's great. You can point them back. And this way here, you'll be able to see what it is. As I said, it's either going to be, radiotherapy or patient-centered conference, I hope, next year or the year after. And that's it. I'd like to thank everybody for staying on. It's been I thought, a great day. It's a long day for some people, but I thought it was very, very worthwhile. And we'll see you all next year.